what's up YouTube? Evan Starr here, and today we're going to be talking about Deepwars. Now these shots were taken for a battle report between the Scaly Horde that you see here and the other starter box that I had, the Ancients of Atlatlan, I don't know. But so Billy and I got these two starter sets together, and we set up a little table, and we dug our teeth into this game known as Deepwars. And I would love to be able to go over this battle report blow by blow, step by step. However, I would be doing you guys a disservice because, frankly, we don't really understand this game after one game, and that's a good thing and a bad thing, as I will discuss in this video. So we're playing a scenario called Salvage here. I'm playing the Defender. I'm the Ancients of Atlatlan, and he's the Scaly Horde there. We started to dive into the mechanics of Deepwars. And as it turns out, Deepwars is, for lack of a better term, a very deep system. In other words, it's a very intricate system. There are rules for activating models. You can, when you activate a model, you can declare between 1 and 3 different actions. You roll dice to see if those actions are successful, and the number of successes that come back determine whether or not your turn continues or if all of the actions fail and it goes over to your opponent. So there are things like that. There are things like facing. There's a lot of depth in terms of ascending and descending in depth in this game, which is quite cool. You can actually attack or descend upon an opposing force in this game. And overall, the game just has a lot of intricacy to it. More intricacy, unfortunately, than somebody like myself that looks at so many different systems can really spend the time appreciating. However, I will say that this is a very fun game. It's very fun, the theme and how that's tied into the mechanics is something unlike anything I've seen in just about any other miniature game I've seen. They really do care to take the time and invest the effort in trying to understand how undersea combat would work. And it uses a very intricate system of rules to describe movement, to describe interacting with your terrain. There's a lot of rules about interacting with terrain. This game really isn't a purely combat game. However, it does have combat scenarios, just like any other skirmish game does. And it's quite fun. My one regret, like I keep pointing out, though, is that me personally, I don't have the kind of time to divulge into this one system. So that said, I would recommend Deepwars as kind of that game for the serious, I should say, the serious or the hardcore skirmish game player, because this is really designed to be a main system. This really is designed with the number of rules, the depth, and how extensive this whole created world is. This really is that type of game that you sit down and you dedicate yourself to, you and your group. And I would not discourage anyone from doing that. If you guys are serious gamers out there and you are looking for that serious, in-depth game that has that unique fluff, that unique setting that nobody else has out today in the miniature market, this is going to be the game for you. That said, my one criticism of this game is that the rulebook is laid out a little more, let's say, a little less convenient than I would like. There aren't rules overviews. I generally like my rules to be summarized and outlined at the end of each section or at the beginning of each section. That doesn't happen. There's no index in this game, and this game is really begging for something like that with the amount of charts, the amount of weapons, the amount of spells, the amount of abilities involved in Deepwars. It really does lend itself to requiring an index, a glossary, something like that, and I was hoping that the rulebook would have it. That said, the creators and designers of Deepwars are deeply invested, keep using that word deeply invested in their play community, so they do a great job of doing some regular upkeep on the rules and keeping their community well informed of what's going on. So this is a great game for people looking for that main system, that are looking for that kind of unique, that different experience, that have played the other games, or looking for something a little bit left of center. So I highly recommend Deepwars for that crowd. For the group that's looking to play several different systems or looking for that side game, I don't really recommend Deepwars for that. It's not a convenient game in terms of time and resources, research invested necessary to play the game. So with that, I'm going to end this review. Wanted to thank you guys for watching. I really wish I could explain more about Deepwars, but I bet you somebody's going to grab a hold of this system and take off with it. It's a very fun game, and I recommend it for you. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.